Another way to look at it. Each of us is an aspect of the absolute. We each have a spark of God within us. Right? This spark exists in a sea of mind. Right? And the mind is the power that creates the tension that holds the matter together. Okay? The mind holds the matter together through tension. And through the medium of mind, the whole universe is this medium of mind, this static potential in manifestation. And the divine will gives each spark within each of us and within everything motion or direction, evolution back to its source. It split itself up into multitudinous forms, and now it's all going back to the source through this directed motion, through evolution. At least have one nice picture in here with all this difficult stuff. This is a kind of representation of the robot which we have formed for ourselves. Again, there's a spark of God within us. It's formed out of matter, this body. And it's using mind to hold this body and also the other bodies, the astral body, the etheric body, the mental body, collectively known as the auric body. So it's holding all of those in this state of tension. And the body is actually even more advanced than that. You can think of it as a robot with an atom-splitting device inside of it. That's what the spine is. It's an atom-splitting cyclotron. And all your breathing exercises that you will eventually do, if you aren't doing them already, is trying to split this atom at the base of your spine, the kundalini. And if you split that, then you release tremendous power that will help you along your motion, your evolution, back to oneness. And on top of the cyclotron, you've got this radio set, which tunes into the different aspects of mind. Right now, we're tuning into mainly this physical baryonic aspects of mind. But if you raise your thoughts, raise your vibrations, you can start to tune into higher aspects of mind, other astral realms, other vibrations. And this higher thought will then also help you break that power at the base of the spine. So these two things are working together. You're trying to expand your mind and break this kundalini, open this kundalini, activate, shall we say, activate the kundalini at the base of the spine. This introduces a nice little quote. This is, of course, Einstein at the Griffith Observatory. If you've not been there, there's me pointing upwards, 7 dimensions, you know. And there's Mr. Worm. What's Mr. Worm doing there? We got this really nice quote. Another way of trying to understand mind. This was given by a different master from another world. This master came from Venus. His name was, or is, the Master Aetherius, the pseudonym. This was given July 2nd, 1955. A worm is a worm because it will not accept the fact that it is something greater. It is not possible to have matter, whether animate or inanimate, without having mind. That means this table has got mind. The mind creates tension which holds the atoms of matter together. He's restating the same thing. Whether those atoms constitute the brain of a saint, the brain of Einstein, or the cellular structure of a worm. And here's an interesting little quote that he throws out there. the journey from worm into man is a shorter journey, long as it is, than from man consciousness to God consciousness. That's an amazing statement. In other words, there's less difference between me and that worm than from me to a highly elevated master from another world. It makes you kind of reconsider worms, right? They aren't that bad. They aren't that backwards. And they have mind. They have feeling. They think, as is a table, as is a blade of grass, as is a ceiling fan. Everything has mind, because the mind is everywhere. Now, another way to see it, keep looking at it in different ways. This is an interesting way. I like this one. This is from the Second Freedom, from the Nine Freedoms, given by a different master from another world. And I'm not going to read the quote from the master from Mars just yet. I'm going to read the commentary from our master, from Dr. King. In the beginning, there was only potential. Then, for some reason, known only to the Absolute itself, this original potential was brought into and bound within manifestation. We talked about that before. The forces used to bring this about could only be referred to as divine will, divine mind, motion. Those are the same three from before. But now, I believe he elegantly includes the last four in the word sound. Because what is sound? Sound is vibrating matter. And what is vibration? It's a frequency. Frequency is movement in time. So it presupposes time. So you have matter vibrating in time, which is sound. Okay? And it's interesting when you combine that with the string theory. Because the string theory, again, is everything that you see, all the energy and all the matter, is comprised of one type of thing, a one-dimensional vibrating string. Interesting. Then he goes on. All that we can see, all that we can ever know about, was brought into being within this framework of pure divine law. The Absolute saw fit to 1, create original potential, 2, introduce those forces into this potential which were designed to bring it into manifestation. 7 dimensions of creation. Okay? So it introduces potential, and then it brings potential into manifestation as this framework, 7-dimensional framework. All right? But as we were told before, it's static. There's evolution implied, but it's static. And so you have to then do the next step. After taking these first 2 steps, the Absolute then took the 3rd step, which resulted in a preservation of manifestation. And then I'll go back to the quote itself. Love, L-O-V-E, is an all-permeating energy which is above mind. It is the 3rd degree manifestation of the initial creative force.